ANM ThinkPod, an initiative by ANM Global.
I would want to talk about a very common problem in football, especially. It happens in other sports also. It's not that it doesn't. It's about the age fraud.
Yeah.
How does one determine the age of a person today legally in India? It's by birth certificate, PAN card, Aadhaar card. All these are identity proofs of an individual
Yeah.
that he or she is of this age, right? Birth certificate is registered with the municipal corporation. You can take out details from there. How do you determine that as per the AIFF rules? If I am not wrong, AIFF rule does provide the rules for MRI bone test to check the age of whether a professional football player or whether he or she is an amateur. So I would want you to dwell upon the age fraud system that goes in and around in the ecosystem in India.
Well, see, age fraud is also like it's like a disease, and it starts from a very young age, I feel. And I don't want to say, but a lot of time parents are also involved.
Is that so?
Yes, and fake birth certificates being made, or they register their birth only 2 years later. A lot of these things happen.
And you have seen these instances in your.
Yes, I mean, we do get a lot of times that the child has changed his name by adding one alphabet in the birth certificate and then registering as a new player. So what happens is that all the players which are recognized, approved, have to be as in the CRS portal. In the CRS portal, once the club provides all the documents to AIFF, which is the birth certificate, the passport, the Aadhaar, AIFF will look into the documents and they will also check in their CRS portal whether any player of similar name is already there or not.
Let me
to
ask.
check.
Let me ask you a question. Now, let's say suppose you have a under 14 match going on between your club and some other club, and some other club kid is playing. How will you identify that boy is not a 14-year-old kid, might be a 17-year-old or 18-year-old kid?
There's no system to check on the field whether he is the right age or the wrong age.
Agreed, but for filing an age fraud complaint before the AIFF, you'll get a feel, no, that this boy is not a 14-year-old boy.
See, as an administrator, if suppose between two teams, one generally it's the losing team which will file a case.
Okay.
And in that they will file a complaint saying that this player, we feel that he doesn't seem to be 14, so kindly investigate, and these 3 points should be given to us.
Understood.
Okay. So in the investigation, what do we do? First, we will check on our portal. First, we will check. See, the good thing is at a state level, all the players are first approved by the AIFF. So once they have approved, it's a green signal to us.
Understood.
So they have to do first the due diligence, not us.
Okay.
Right? Because even if we are doing a due diligence, then only we are asking AIFF to give an approval.
Okay.
So there are two ways we've already approved them.
Okay.
Right? After that, if still a parent says, oh, he's overage, then we will again go to AIFF, ask them, so kindly check again if multiple identification profiles are there of a similar name.
Okay.
How they do it, modus operandi, how do they do it? Suppose it's Manoj. First, the spelling would change. They will be pronounced as M-A-N-O-J.
So M-A-A-N-O-J. Yeah, M-A-N-O-J.
But they will not change the rest of the things. Same father, same date of birth.
Okay.
So sometimes this is the way we are able to identify, okay, this is a fake document. This is dual profile. In dual profile, one show cause notice is given to the player, and then the player is given full hearing. And after that, generally, 6 months to 1 year ban on the player, along with a fine.
Achha, there's a ban also.
Yeah. So strict action is taken when it's proved that it's dual profile.
Is it common towards the European side or towards those developed football nations Does it happen, or
I think
or is it
for me it's not right to comment on
comment
that.
on that?
But
Okay.
yes, I feel that in developing nations,
It might be
this
very
will
less.
it will no in developing
In
nations it will be
more.
similar to India.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, to so that's why Federation launched this TW3 test. It's a bone age test.
That's
It's
what.
not an so we don't do MRI because MRI is very expensive.
Okay.
If it becomes mandatory for every academy to do MRI,
Yeah.
then the budget will be too high. One MRI is costing about 4 to 5,000 rupees, right? So TW3 test will tell the bone age of an individual, and up to 16 years the bone age can be taken.
But AIFF must be having the MRI bone test thing, or is it only with the?
No, it is the responsibility of the club and academy
Understood.
to do it,
Okay.
and it is the responsibility of the state association to implement.
So, which is in your case, it's
Yes,
Delhi Soccer
yeah.
Association.
So we do make sure that TW3 test is mandatory for the
So,
13 and 15.
so there are so many clubs in Delhi whose boss you are technically, being the president of the association. So you ensure that this tests are. I mean, this is
Yes,
mandatory.
It's mandatory, and we have tied up with a few labs
Labs.
where our person goes so that the right kid is showing his palm, because that's also a way of cheating. It will be an XYZ who's actually a right age, but ground पे कोई और जाएगा.
I wanted to go back to one of my earlier points and a very basic question, Anuj. If I am not wrong, this is my perception that the second division or third division clubs, I-League clubs in different parts of the world,
Yeah.
Spain, Brazil, Argentina, all these countries, their players are compensated decently well. Do you think our players gets compensated decently well who are playing for clubs? If I'm not wrong, if we raise that bar, if we get proper sponsorships, if we get proper funding and proper infrastructure from the government, then we will be also compensating our players very well. Do you think this is also one of the...
I think not really,
Not really. Okay.
because in the top 2 tiers of India, the Indian players are being paid handsome money.
Okay.
And again, I give you example of Uzbekistan, Jordan. You look at a Uzbeki player who's playing in the top tier of Uzbekistan, and you look at the Indian player playing in the top tier of India football, which is ISL.
Yeah.
If you compare the salary, Indian salaries are far more.
Okay.
So if I actually go, Indian players have started getting so much of money that their hunger is reducing. They're getting very comfortable because they're not getting money because they've improved as a talent. They're getting money because out of whatever is there, they're the best. So it's like out of the limited supply, they're just getting more salary. Not the level is not improved.
Got it.
According to me, we have to look into this salary once again. There has to be a like for foreigners also, there is a maximum. You cannot give more salary. There is there's a limit. For me, for Indian players also, there should be a limit. We should limit the salaries or the budget of salaries which are given at an I-League and ISL level. And then all the clubs will start saving this money, and that money would be used at grassroots level but for developing players, opening more academies, getting children to play more matches.
I think more academies needs to open up. I
Yes.
completely agree with you in different parts of the country like yourselves, which is there in Delhi. There are more academies needed. More
But there is one good thing. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. There's one thing which is happening good by giving so much of salaries to Indian players is that they're earning money, they're saving money. So what do they do with the money? They are giving it back to their village by opening academies in their village.
Is it happening?
Yes. So
Can
this
you
is-
give one or two examples?
So,
Do you know?
So, for instance, in Manipur it is happening. In Mizoram it is happening.
Oh.
Yeah. So most of these players who are playing an ISL level who are doing really well, they are opening academies in their name or funding it by hiring some coaches and also obviously creating more employment, giving opportunities for these players to get nurtured again. So giving back is definitely happening. In Kashmir, it is happening.
There are more smaller academies which are opening.
Yes, one example is my Sudeva example only. One player who played professionally in Sudeva,
Yeah.
Appam, he's from Manipur, from a place called Ukrul.
Hmm.
He became professional player in Sudeva. After professional player, he did coaching licensing in Sudeva, and then he went back to Ukrul, started his academy, and now he has over 100 kids in the academy. Out of that, 2 kids got selected in Sudeva, which are now nurtured again by Sudeva. So it's like a whole cycle has happened.
Wow.
So, and Appam never played at ISL level. So I'm saying in ISL level, a lot of these things are happening.
So can you dwell more upon licensing? I think club licensing part, you need various licenses from AIFF and other bodies to run. So can you more dwell
So basically, every year there are 2 licensing accreditations. One is the academy licensing, one is a club licensing.
Okay. So academy also needs a license.
Yes.
Okay.
So any academy who wants to be accredited with AIFF has to apply for licensing, which is academy licensing. There's a whole manual. So today only, I think today the portal is opening up,
Okay.
where any academy is allowed to download the document and apply. It's a full like a manual, which in that manual what are the things which are there. You have to provide all the details which is related to grounds you have, coaches you have, what kind of financial backing you have. Everything and anything which you have has to be uploaded through this online, and then AIFF will send their respective staff members to do a physical due diligence at the venue, and after that they will decide which are the academies who will be accredited. Accreditation happened, so they get star rating, starting from no star rating, which means that you've not been accredited, your application has been rejected, starting from star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the maximum. So like Sudeva got star 3 star.
Okay.
And so about, I think 18 academies in India got 3 star. I think there were 4 or 5 academies which got 4 star, and there was 2 which got 5 star. And a lot of academies got 2 stars. So in total, there were 70 academies who got star rating. So these academies would be eligible to play the AIFF National Youth League. Now we talk about the club licensing. In club licensing, depending on what category you are playing at, if you're playing at ISL, again it's a similar but more stringent manual which you have to again provide all the details. I-League is separate, and then second division for it's so everyone who wants to have licensing with the AIFF, depending as an academy or as in a club, they have to apply for licensing.
Understood. Have you seen agents in India, football agents? I mean, globally we have football agents across various clubs, whether it is Germany, France, Spain.
Yeah.
Are there football agents in India? That's my first question.
Okay.
Second is, if yes, are they regulated in India by AIFF?
So earlier, agents didn't need any exam to pass to
Okay.
become an agent. It was more about, getting some approval from AIFF.
Yeah.
But now it has become mandatory for any agent to be licensed.
Yeah.
You have to pass certain exams which are taken by AIFF.
Yeah.
And once you pass, then you get a license as an agent. And agent license basically is nothing but that you will represent the player, coach, anyone who is in the ecosystem. They can represent coach, there are other, to be honest, it's coach and players basically, particularly that's more.
That's more. Yeah.
And nowadays, agencies are also doing really well.
You're talking about sports management agencies?
No, football agents.
Football agents.
So when there is a transfer,
Yeah.
When a player gets, so if an agent signs a player,
Yeah.
he gets him transferred from one club to another club.
Yeah.
For every transaction, they'll get certain percentage of the transfer fee or
Okay.
of the salary. So it depends on what the arrangement is.
Okay.
So
So this is getting regulated. So I mean, we are working towards.
Yes.
I mean, the federation, the government has worked towards that.
Yes. They are getting regulated because it's important for the health of the ecosystem that anyone and everyone who is advising the players or the coaches or the club needs to be regulated. Otherwise, wrong advice will actually.
Completely agree with you, Anuj, because these players are so young, naive.
Yes.
They're 14 years, 13 years, 12 years old club.
They are happy to take couple of shoes and sign an agency, and then the agents would tell them to sign so and so club because I will get you that much salary, blah blah blah. But lot of these players at youth level are so amazing, but because of wrong signing with the clubs, they didn't get to play any matches in that club, and because of that, they lost couple of years, and that's it. They were gone. So signing the right agent, signing the right club is very important when you're growing as a player.
Yeah, I mean, this could lead to a lot of litigations also. I mean, I have seen litigations happening across the world with agents and clubs, with agents and athletes. I mean, that's not happened in India, but eventually, if it's not regulated, then it will.
Yes.
So that's a very good way forward.
Yeah, and for instance, in this, now agents also handle their everything from getting sponsorships, getting their making sure they get the right club, get the right salaries,
Brand endorsements.
everything they take care. So some of the agents have, as you rightly said, they've opened their sports management companies because they're not handling one player, they're handling 50 players.
50 players, yeah.
And then slowly they start getting into other sports.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, okay.
so that's also important for the ecosystem that when these agencies starts earning well, because then indirectly they will also take care of the athletes, because athletes are meant to to really take care of their body.
Yeah, of course.
They should not be working towards who will give me more money. That has to be a role of these agencies or the club.
Yeah.
Because if you play 4 hours a day and then you have to sleep 8 to 10 hours, then you have to take care of your body for 3 to 4 hours. So you cannot be seen that where will I get the money.
Yeah. I understand that Sudeva also has a women's football team, right? And are more clubs promoting it across the country? I mean, there are more women players coming to play football. What have you seen in the last so many years?
See, Indian women's team has a very, very bright chance of qualifying for the World Cup.
Is that so?
Unfortunately, our rank has gone down. Otherwise, we were like few years back, we were 54. And
Not
now
bad.
we've gone to 69. In Asia, we are world number 12. In Asia, we are 12 ranked.
We're 12th ranked in
Yeah,
Asia.
yeah. So, in women's football, I think as part of the Khelo India also,
Yeah.
we are doing for girls football also at a pan-India level, which the federation is doing, which is 13, 15, 17.
Yeah.
And I also want to say this, that if we can give even 50% of what we are giving to the men's football, we will see women's national team in the World Cup much quicker compared to men's football. And for that, for instance, the Stuttgart coaching team which came to Sudeva to impart training.
Yeah.
They really liked one player, one women's player we have,
Yeah.
Debika from Assam.
Yeah.
They were so impressed. They said that given 6 months in Germany, she is ready to play at the top level in Germany. So which says a lot. And I feel that. I think girls football, a lot of the teams like Sudeva are having women's team. And like in women's, how the ecosystem work is, we have the IWL, which is the highest level in Indian women's football.
Yeah.
Then we have IWL 2,
Okay.
which is the second tier.
Okay.
And then we have the state leagues.
Okay.
So in men's, we have 4 tiers: ISL, I-League, I-League 2, I-League 3.
Yeah.
In women's, we have 2 tiers,
Only 2 tiers.
which is also started in the last 2 years only.
Okay.
So, considering how women's football is getting developed and how the government is pushing, I feel that, I think it is by 2030, we can see India women's team doing really well at international level.
Wow, fantastic. So Anuj, I mean, in your initial conversations, you have talked about corporates, companies giving money, the CSR budget, for academies, for athletes, for other sports as well. What is the budget that you have seen in sports in the last 1 or 2 years from CSR in India for sports as a whole? Do you have any idea on that?
Well, in terms of the CSR budget, when it comes to sports, it has shown the biggest growth rate in the last 2 years compared to the other segments where CSR has been given.
Okay.
Primarily, for instance, in 2023-24,
Yeah.
the CSR budget allocation in sports was about 290 crores.
So you are saying that for the entire sports ecosystem, it was 290
290, which the companies had given CSR in sports.
in sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
But last year, which is 24-25, it has gone to 590 crores, which is literally double.
Double, yeah.
And no other industry has seen so much of growth when it comes to companies giving CSR.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you need more of these companies investing money in sports in the form of CSR.
So yeah, I mean, one is that, around 590 crores coming in CSR in sports across all disciplines,
Yeah.
which also talks that the companies are also, showing interest, and they are also pitching money to develop the sports. And from a football point, I see, roughly around 1200 to 15 crore rupees is being spent
1200 to 1500 crores
per year, which is, my calculation when it comes to the money which is spent by ISL clubs, by I-League clubs, by the I-League 2, 3, academies across the countries, the state league clubs, which has been played across the country. So and AFF budgets as well. So putting all this together, roughly around 1200 crores plus is being spent in the ecosystem of football, which I feel is nothing less. Yes, we do say that, the budget of AFF is around 120 CR, but in total money spent in the ecosystem is 1200 crores. So which means from any imagination is not less.
Understood. That's a big number that you're talking about. That's a really, really big number. But I hope we see, as you rightly said in your earlier conversation, that we see more corporates, at least to start with one corporate in every state.
Yes.
To do that. My next question is, if I am not wrong, please correct me if I go wrong over there. To my limited understanding, have foreign coaches. Is my understanding correct? Majority. And the assistant coach is Indian. Is my understanding correct?
Yes.
Can we not have our assistant coaches who are Indians? Actually, and you actually said in your earlier conversation that it's actually the Indian coaches should lead the national team of our country. And also the other ISL clubs could be led by Indian coaches because they understand the Indian mentality of the kids so very well. So
I see, ISL started in 2014.
Yeah.
It's been over 10 years.
Yeah.
And in the last 10 years, we have seen majority of the ISL head coaches being foreign coaches, whether they are Spanish, whether they are English, whether they are, Germans, whether they are South Americans. All the assistant coaches have been Indian.
Yeah.
Now, in 10 years, are we saying that the assistant coaches have not learned enough that they can lead the senior national team to be head coaches? I think whether they are ready or not, that time will tell, but they have to be given that opportunity.
Yeah, true.
To lead the team. And let me tell you, most of the assistant coaches were also ex-India players.
Oh, these are all ex-India players.
A lot of them have been ex-India players, ex-India captains also. So they've already led their team when they were players. And now they've given their life for the last 10 years being assistant coaches with the best of the ISL clubs, where they've learned with the good foreign coaches. Now it's us who have to give them the belief that, you know what, take this, we are ready to accept all consequences.
Yeah. Okay. So valid point.
We have to believe in our coaches. The national team needs an Indian coach. And I always firmly believe that Mahesh Bhai, you are ready to lead the country as the senior team head coach. And if we will lose under your leadership or as a head coach, we will still feel proud that the national team is coached by an Indian. Tell me, in the last 25 years or 30 years, when has an Indian coach been the head coach of the Indian national team? Always there has been a foreign coach handling the national team. Whenever the team doesn't do well, the coach is blaming the system. Okay, if that is true, let us get an Indian coach. Then then we will lose with pride. So yeah, I mean, it's high time. We need to believe in our coaches. We have to believe in our ecosystem. We have to believe in our referees. And most importantly, we have to believe in all the people who say that, you know what, India cannot qualify for the World Cup because there is too much of corruption and politics. Well, I cannot take this out, but we will still take India to the World Cup. And let me tell you, 2027 is the first target.
Under 17.
Under 17, we
Qatar.
will see. Yes, in the World Cup.
In IPL started also a lot of years back. It has actually revolutionized, right? So much of money has come in, so much of popularity has come in. More teams are getting added now, more owners are coming. I see that now this has also at a small level started in football also at state level. I understand that Kerala just did that.
Yeah.
Franchisee based leagues in football. Can you shed some light, and what do you think, what is the future of those franchisee based leagues in India? Will it get investments in India? Will it get more CSR in India?
Well, IPL was started, if I'm not wrong, in 2007, 8, I think. It's about-
Towards that time.
Yeah, it's about
only.
over 15, 16 years have happened.
Yeah,
The best thing what IPL did was getting a concept of franchisee.
true.
Yeah, where you go to the market and the corporate starts buying their respective clubs, and then they start building their team, brand visibility and all that.
Yeah.
Now, ISL has been a great example, but in football, because the season is very long, unlike the IPL, which is a shorter period, so ISL definitely has done well, but not done well from the extent the corporates were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hence, having a shorter format of such ISL, which is more state specific, would definitely become a very, very big hit in times to come.
Do you think that this will entail to get median broadcasting rights for these channels?
Yes,
and all?
because what happens is that when you talk about 4 weeks of a league,
Yeah.
the number of matches are less. Broadcasters doesn't have to move their whole system into different grounds.
Okay.
See, cost of production becomes huge when I say that 10 different grounds, 10 different places in the country you have to travel and get your same broadcasting quality.
Understood.
Here there's only one ground or maximum 2 grounds in the same city. So obviously the broadcasting quality remains the same, but cost becomes lesser,
Okay.
logically. Second, it is a shorter format, so the budgets of the teams will be much lesser.
What do you mean by short of a match? Like we have T20 in cricket.
Yes.
So,
So ISL happens from the month of September and finishes in the month of March.
understood.
Yeah, so it's like a 7-8 month league.
Okay.
Plus then you have other tournaments also. It's the whole season going on.
Okay.
Shorter format means it's a 4 week to 6 weeks league.
Okay.
Shorter format, it will give a lot of opportunities for local corporates to own franchisee teams, because obviously it is less in budgets, it is quick, broadcasting would be great.
And you'll have more opportunities for players also to play.
Absolutely, more players will play and local players will play. You know, I mean, for instance, like Kerala has one of the best fan following when it comes to
Football?
In football,
Okay.
in Kerala the stadium is like over 40,000 for every match,
Wow.
which we see in Calcutta, like East Bengal Mohun Bagan matches particularly. But in Northeast, the attendance is about 15-20,000. So, which is not a small number.
15,000-20,000 is a big
Yeah.
number.
So now, if you think, let's imagine that a small, shorter format state league happens in Kerala. Those 40,000 people will get more opportunity to play, to watch in a much smaller, in their own places. Otherwise, when Kerala is playing in Kerala, 40,000 people are coming. But when Kerala starts playing outside for away matches, then obviously their fans are not able to travel that much.
True.
But when all the matches will happen locally, then traveling is taken care. You know?
Understood.
And I always believe that any sport to become great, it should be localized very much. When I say localized, what do you mean by localized? Meaning that,
It's to the roots.
yeah. So like for instance, a saloon.
Yeah.
Saloon should also sponsor to a team, saying that when the match is happening, all the cuts of the team will be free. Saloon gets involved. Restaurant says, the team match day dinner on me. More people get involved.
It's more passion.
Yes, more people. Sponsorship doesn't mean money only.
Do you sorry to cut you, do you see this happening in smaller towns in Europe?
Yes.
I mean, with Zativa and all these kinds
I'll give you an
of-
example. So, as you mentioned about Sativa, I also owned a club in Spain called CD Olympic de Sativa
Yeah.
for 6 years, and I bought this club in a small town called Sativa, which
Yeah.
you also
I'm aware
came.
of that. Yeah.
That's where I saw that in such a small town, which is not even 25,000 people living, there were 2,000 people coming for a match.
Yeah.
Out of 25,000, 10% of the population is coming for a match.
But do they help sponsoring like
Yes.
this,
Yes. When I was the president, I used to get sponsorship from a bar, from a restaurant, from a local merchandise, the local newspaper. So what happens is that because they believe that it is our club.
Yeah.
Club is nothing but a conglomerate of people living in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is the way we should think of these franchisees, the state-run franchisee leagues. When it will be more localized, there'll be definitely more, departmental stores will get involved, and car
Small-
companies will get
maybe-
involved,
yeah,
scooters will get involved, cycle companies will get involved.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Because they know that localized, we'll get 40-50 matches in a span of whatever, 1.5 months. And it will be like good broadcast, everything happening in one place. So it is easily manageable
Yeah.
and it is quick. It doesn't get boring, because I feel that, in nowadays, on the mobile also, you don't even take 2 seconds and you are looking at the second post.
Yeah.
Your span is so short
Yeah.
that do you think that you have the stamina to watch a league for 9 months? No. So to make the sport exciting, let's make it a shorter format so that the sport will grow faster.
Yeah. Valid point.
And that is happening same with all the sports.
It's happening in the other
Yes,
sports also.
you talk about table tennis league, you talk about Kho-Kho league, you talk about badminton league, you talk about hockey league, you talk about Panja league. जो पंजा नहीं है उसको
Yeah.
Panja league, you talk about kabaddi. So every and any sport, there are over 19 disciplines, maybe more in India. Let me tell you, every discipline will have a franchisee league. Because franchisee league means that you're creating an ecosystem. You need more physiotherapists, you need more social media managers, you need more influencers, you need more coaches, referees. The infrastructure would be used. Otherwise, infrastructure is only used when there's big event. And big event finishes, infrastructure is completely kept vacant, and because of that, it how it is managed then.
Yeah.
But when you have such leagues, infrastructure will be used, and that's what the government wants. So I feel that the future is really, really in our hand if we make it more localized.
Great. This is of great insight. Uh, how do you see? Can you throw some light on the commercialization of football in India?
Well, as I said that,
And what is the need of the hour? I mean,
need of the hour is, as I'm saying, that we need to involve uh, the local partners and bring them into the ecosystem. But the good thing is that children who are born after 2000, uh, the maximum number of children playing post 2000 is in football. So generation post 2000, the maximum growth is in football, which means that uh, you would see a lot more parent sending their children to play football. And now it's more about getting those parents also involved in the ecosystem.
understood.
And like as I said, when I started this baby leagues, I'm telling you, every Sunday in Sudeva we have these baby leagues. Over 300 kids are coming. Over 200 parents are coming.
Wow.
There's 500 people are in there for 3 hours, and a lot of parents say that, Anuj, you're doing a great thing. And now the children are telling us that, please, Papa, we have to go. We have a match. This is the future. When the children will take the parents to the ground, because then parents will, these parents have no problem of survival. In our time, our parents always had the survival mentality.
Yeah.
But our generation parents don't have that survival mentality.
No.
And that we're talking about over 300 million people. We don't have to worry about 1.4 billion. 650 million people are in the ages of 25 to 45,
Yeah.
which is the maximum in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of that 650 million, are we talking about 300 million people, which is 30 crores people who actually are handling the middle class?
Yeah.
And most of the middle class are sending their children to play. So, that's my point, that, we have to give them a hope.
Wow, fantastic. A lot of key takeaways for us, Anuj, from what you have done at the grassroots level in India and the football, your passion towards the sport, your passion towards how you want to take the Indian football at the senior level, or whether it's under 17, to qualify for the World Cup, and eventually one day comes when we actually win the World Cup, whether men or whether women, for that matter of fact. How the licensing works in India, how the player transfer arrangement works in India, how agents are being registered now, licensing, and how they work for the players, what players or athletes should look at, how federations, AIFF is helping the football, the sport to grow, and other federations to grow, other federations tying up and collaborating with AIFF. And how at the president level, for the Delhi Soccer Association, what you have been doing for Delhi at the at the state level is phenomenal. What the last thing what we would want to understand is the way forward for the promotion of football in India. What are the key takeaways you would suggest? I mean, whether it's the setting up more, as you rightly said, setting up more academies, s- uh, spending more money on the infrastructure, on the ecosystem. Everyone has to do its own bit. Uh, um, Broadcasting more and more football games across the country, made them available to common man and common public for them to see and become fans. And you rightly said earlier that the one major thing is that when we qualify once, that is where it will be opened for the generations to come.
Well, I wish I I knew the I knew the answer
straight
and
answer.
straight answer, but according to my experience, I feel that as you know, India is a conglomerate of many countries inside.
Yeah.
So we have to take India like that,
Yeah.
which means that every state we should have one corporate handling, sponsoring the state association and building the youth setup.
Or maybe more corporates, but
But
the money has to
to
come
start
in.
with at least one corporate.
Yeah.
Like and you know, if I tell you, it is actually happening. Like for instance, in Rajasthan, Vedanta Group, Anil Agarwal's Vedanta Group is really doing well from their CSR arm, building the academy called Zinc
Okay.
in Udaipur, and they're really pushing it hard. They have a residential setup, they have a center of excellence, then they're also helping the Rajasthan Football Association. For Delhi, like for instance, Sudeva is there. There's Gadwal also. There is, BBFS, which is again, again under the Baiching. So in Maharashtra also there is, Kenkre is doing well. There is Mumbai City is also doing well. But I personally feel that one corporate who actually wants this as a challenge, that you know what, we can do it. Nobody is taking this challenge. You know, whoever is there in this football ecosystem is actually working because of passion.
True.
You know, we have to work with passion, but also with a big backing from a corporate. You know, I mean, we're talking about 10 lakh children playing, but are we able to bring them together? Are we able to create an ecosystem which is less political? But let me tell you, wherever there's so much of population, politics will happen.
Yeah.
So we have to accept politics, but do not bring politics at the youth level.
Yeah.
At the youth level, we need to get the corporates ready for either they give it from their marketing budget or from their CSR budget. They have to say, you know what, it's like a state government and the central government.
Yeah.
You know, we have to think the country like a state level. What Iceland did, Iceland is a country of 300,000 people only. 3 lakh की population. वो Euro, if I'm not wrong, they reached the semi-finals of the Euro. They made history. You know, they qualified for the World Cup as well, I think, if I'm not wrong. So, एक 3 लाख की population वाली country जब वर्ल्ड कप पहुंच सकती है, इसका मतलब है हमें इंडिया के अंदर हमें छोटे छोटे आइसलैंड्स बनाने पड़ेंगे. एक बड़ा आइसलैंड नहीं बन पाएगा. Because as I always believe that human beings, whether it's Indian, whether it is, anywhere else, they are bound to disagree with each other. So according to me, if there are different states believing, okay, you take care of this state, I take care of this state, and then we bridge. And that takes time.
Yeah.
And that has to start from the age of 5. We call it, like in Sudeva, we have launched this concept called Toddlers Academy.
Okay.
That's from 2 years to 6 years.
Wow.
Right? So imagine if there are 100 toddlers academies in the country, 200 grassroots academies, or even more. Then it is just a matter of time, because then we are running the pace with the best.
Yeah.
If I talk about Japan, if I talk about any top country in Asia, they are working from the age of 3. And they've been doing that for the last 30 years.
That is where they are now.
Yeah. So how can we expect that we do it today and the result will come tomorrow? Right now, we're not even doing today.
Yeah.
You know, we have to start working from when the child is born. After 2-3 years, we put him or her into sport. Let's make this country a fit India. And which I really liked about the government, that they are, marketing, they are pushing, they are promoting, they are giving a lot of funds from a Khelo India point or from a Fit India point, to make India as a country of Fit India. You know what? Majority of the players globally, they use yoga and meditation as a best form of recovery. It is originated in India.
We are the land of yoga.
Yeah, how many athletes are working or having yoga and meditation as part of their routine?
For mental health, actually,
Yeah.
meditation. Yeah.
And yoga is the best for the flexibility.
Yeah.
So we have to believe that we are Indians, so we don't have to replicate anyone's model. Every country has its own model. Our will be our own model when we build it up. And for that, we have to get the youth, the younger generation. to come out of the comfort zone. Like, I've been a lawyer, I've been a solicitor, but eventually I decided to come out of it, and I said, you know what, I will give my life to make sure that one day when India qualifies for the World Cup, I will proudly say that I made a difference in this country.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, India is a country of leaders. India is a country of individuals who made a difference, who actually got people together. I want to see that, okay, you know what? Are there more people like me? Yes. But let's come together. India के लिए ऐसी होता है. तो वही, we want to build it up. And for that, the only one thing which I want to say through this medium is that, you know what? We are one of the oldest civilization of the world.
Yeah.
But do we believe in that? Guys, let's start believing in this. As you know, whether Hinduism is also one of the oldest religion of the world.
Yeah.
Right? So we come from that country. And we have so much of diversity. We have to use all these things for our benefit. And when we start doing that,
Results will
follow.
But thank you, Anuj. This has been really, really insightful. I hope that your mission for the Indian football qualifying for the World Cup, or your mission for Indian players being picked up by the European clubs or any other clubs, I hope that comes way one day. And I hope that Indian football is recognized globally, and agents are coming to India, or clubs coming to India, picking up our great professional players. Yeah, so truly this is very, very, very enriching, Anuj. Genuinely thank you for coming over, giving your insights. I hope that your dream comes true. Every fan who loves football in this country, their dream comes true of qualifying for the World Cup, whether under 17 or the senior. I hope we have those coaches or head coaches from India who drives us to qualify for the World Cup.
There's one more thing I just want to end with.
Yeah.
When Nelson Mandela, after 30 years of being in the prison, when he comes out and he's given the responsibility of leading the country as a president in South Africa.
Yeah.
You know what he did?
Yeah.
How did he bring people together?
Yeah.
He used rugby as a sport, got Rugby World Cup to host in South Africa.
Wow.
And he made sure that the players representing the rugby team get everything, because if the South African rugby team wins the World Cup,
Yeah. It will change the face
it will change the face of South Africa globally.
globally. True.
And he says a line in that.
Yeah.
The name of the movie is Invictus.
Invictus, yeah.
I am the captain of my ship,
Yeah.
and I am the captain of the ship, and I am the master of my soul. And in the end, South Africa wins the World Cup.
Oh, is that so? It does.
And it is a real story.
Wow.
And so I tell every person who is into sports or want to get into sports, please watch this movie. It is one of my favorite movies, because a leader like Nelson Mandela took sport as a way of bringing
People together. And taking its country to the international stage.
This is what I want to tell the Indian government. Cricket has given India the hope and has achieved something which Indians never dreamt of.
Yeah.
1983 World Cup, 2011 World Cup.
Yeah.
It changed everything, right? Why can't we do the same in football? It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you so much.
ANM ThinkPod, an initiative by ANM Global.